What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I know we're a little bit late than normal. I woke up late, so my apologies on that. But we are here, and my question is, what in the world is happening? What is happening in women's college basketball? It's some insane in the membrane, insane got no brain type of stuff, okay? But before we get into like some of the craziest news about the transfer portal, let's first just update you all on the fact that we now have a Final Four all set. And it is almost chalk. So on the men's side, it is all chalk, where all the number one seeds have made it all the way to the Final Four. And for the women's side, it was 3 out of the 4. So partly chalk. We saw South Carolina and Texas get the job done on Sunday. And yesterday we saw, in UCLA. And yesterday we saw UConn take down USC. The final score of that game was 78-64. This was a game where Sarah Strong was playing strong, okay? This game was all about Sarah Strong doing her thing, and then of course, surprise, Paige Beckers has to do her thing as well. Sarah Strong ended up finishing with a huge double-double, 22 points, 17 rebounds for the freshman. Again, remember, she is a freshman. She played all 40 minutes in yesterday's game, and her running mate basically the entire time was Paige freaking Beckers, who had 31 points, just continuing to kind of kill, right? Kind of crazy. Anyway, 31 points for her, 6 rebounds. She was dealing with some foul trouble, but overall, yes, UConn, that game was close in the first half, but as the game kind of went on, especially in that fourth quarter, UConn closed the clamps on USC and got the dub. But I'm gonna ask a question, and I want to hear what y'all have to say about it. When I was kind of like recapping this game, because I didn't get a chance to watch it live, but when I was recapping the game, the first thing I thought of was, the guy on YouTube who says, "You mean to tell me for 40 years I could have been doing this?" Guys, that was my response when I saw what Rhea Marshall was doing. I was like, you mean to tell me for this whole season, Rhea Marshall could have been doing this? She had a monster game, 23 points, 15 boards. She was someone who was, in a way, single-handedly keeping USC in this game. And I was like, you mean to tell me this girl could have been doing this whole time? Ain't no way. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, y'all, Rhea Marshall was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And it makes me be like, man, what could have been? What could have been if you were able to do this the entire year? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I was like, ain't no way. Because in that game yesterday, it was all Rhea Marshall. It was all Rhea Marshall. 23 points again. 15 rebounds. She shot very efficiently. Kiki Ira-Affin had a bad game, right? She did. And they needed someone to carry them. And Rhea Marshall did that. Now, was she able to carry them to a victory? No. However, she played pretty darn well. She played pretty darn well. And this whole time I was just like, man, Rhea Marshall, you could have been doing this the whole time? You mean to tell me you could have been doing this the whole time? I honestly, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm gonna tell you that. I could not believe it at all. That was my big takeaway. Like, yeah, sure, Sarah Strong did her thing. Yeah, sure, Paige Beckers did her thing. But to me, the thing I was most interested in was Rhea Marshall. and how great of a game she played yesterday. Like, dog. She is a good player. We all know she is, but like, I don't remember ever seeing a game where she played this this dominant. You know? I'm just saying. Okay, let me get off that. Let me get off that. All right, guys, let's continue on to the other game that happened yesterday, and that was Texas taking down TCU. The final score of that game was 58-47, so a pretty low scoring game, but it makes sense when Texas is participating in it. This is a thing. Texas put the clamps on TCU, and yes. We saw, yes, Haley Van Lith, she got double figures in this game and all this other stuff. However, this was not a good game for Haley Van Lith. Yeah, sure, she scored 17 points, but it's how you do it. She was not efficient at all because the defense of Texas. In the Big 12, it's competitive. Big 12 is competitive, and no shade to the Big 12, but it's a different thing. Going against a Texas. And mind you, I thought that there was a chance that TCU could get the dub if they were able to actually knock down these 3-point shots, but unfortunately they couldn't. And if you neutralize the 3-point shot, it's Texas all day. That's what Texas did. Haley shot 3 of 15 from the field. Sedona Prince, she got fouled out, dealt with foul trouble the whole time. I mean, it is what it is. But still, she played. She was in for 29 minutes. Didn't really do that much. 4 points and 9 rebounds. They needed shooters. Madison Connor had an off night. Haley had an off night. And that's the ball game. That is the ball game for TCU, because when it comes to Texas, you got Madison Booker all day long, okay? All day long, Madison Booker. You have Rory Harmon as well, sort of like the head of the snake of this team. Rory, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Madison Booker, always getting to a mid-range shot, always making bucket after bucket after bucket. She goes for 18 points in this game for 6 rebounds as well. And, then you go to everybody else, right? Then you go to everybody else where Kyla Odaker, who Odaker is fun. I enjoy Odaker. Guys, Odaker, to be like, I didn't start paying attention to Odaker until like halfway through the season. Not halfway through. Like probably after the first like a month into the season. Yeah. Where Kyla Odaker, Texas came to play at DePaul. I went to the game and I really didn't know who Odaker was. I was like, who is this girl? I like her a lot. And I've just been enjoying seeing what Odaker could do, because last year she was with Miami, and I didn't really watch Miami last year. So like she was not on my radar at all. But this year I have enjoyed watching Odaker, play some defense, get scores, run the floor. Every matchup does not work for Odaker. Like, for example, that Tennessee matchup, that didn't work. But against TCU, it worked. She got her minutes in, got her steals in, and was able to make some stuff happen. She ended up with 9 points in this game, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. Odaker is super, super fun. I gotta say. And she'll hopefully she does not transfer from Texas, because I think she's done a good job at Texas, and I would love to see her again next year. She is a junior, guy, so like she does have 1 more year of eligibility should she want to use it, and I think she will. I think she will. All right. Now that that's done, now that we've given you all a recap, let's talk about the insane in the membrane stuff that has happened. And first, it involves none other than Olivia freaking Miles. Guys, I was minding my own business yesterday. It was during during, I believe it was during the first game that I ended up seeing it, where Shams, who breaks a lot of news for the NBA, I don't know how he got the news about Olivia Miles, but Shams ended up breaking the news that not only is Olivia Miles not entering the WNBA draft, which, okay, not that much of a surprise. You could see her wanting to return back to college, right? Not so much of a surprise. Even after the Sweet 16 loss, right? Olivia Miles was asked about, whether or not she was going to what she was going to do, like what she was going to decide. Was she going to go to the WNBA draft or what? But she said this. She said, it just changes every day. I love college. I think I've outgrown it a bit, though. So that makes my decision tougher to stay. It's comfortable, a place where you have security. That's what she said. She said that the W is volatile and it is up and down. And so she was deciding between a bunch of factors. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, well, she's deciding, not sure. Maybe she'll stay. Maybe she'll go. Meaning, stay at Notre Dame, go to the WNBA. There was no thought about her possibly transferring. And then we go to yesterday in the evening. Shams, breaking news. Not only is Olivia Miles not going to the WNBA, she is leaving Notre Dame. And I was just like, what? Who expected this to happen? I know I didn't. I did not expect this to happen. This was, I thought that Olivia Miles was doing great at Notre Dame. I thought everything was going good. I was like, whoa, where did this come from? What has occurred to make you want to leave Notre Dame? Because Notre Dame is a very good squad, right? It's a big-ish squad, right? You're in South Bend. It seems like the women's basketball team gets treated very well. You got some NIL money. Like you got some stuff going on, right? You got some serious stuff going on. And also, you were good this year. Like, you last year you were out due to injury, and so you had another year of eligibility, and you started all 34 games this year. You had a career high in terms of points and shooting, 15.4 points a game, 48.3% shooting. Your 3-point field goal percentage went through the roof. You went from a 22% 3-point shooter to a 40% 3-point shooter. So you had a really awesome year. A really awesome year. And now, you decided that actually I want to stay in college. I just don't want to be here. And I'm going to tell you, again, it really did shock me because I'm like, whoa, she had a great season. It seemed like her and Hannah were fitting well. And it makes you wonder, why in the world are you leaving? Why? This is a team that at one point was number one in the country, ranked number one in the country, right? But also, this is a team that collapsed amongst themselves in the Sweet 16. This is a team that had no business losing to TCU. This is a team that lost a couple of games that they had no business of losing this year. And it makes you wonder, okay, why? Is she leaving because of Hannah? And because Hannah is the main focus on offense? Is she leaving because of the coaching style? Is she what? Is she leaving because of NIL? There's lots of reasons as to, or maybe she doesn't think that Notre Dame will ever win a championship. And maybe she wants to win. And so there's a lot of question marks about why she's leaving and ultimately where she is going. Okay. But seems like we will see Olivia Miles in a new uniform next year. No longer for the Fighting Irish. She will be rocking something else. And I have a lot of possibilities for her to go to. I think I could see now that's the story that Olivia Miles has entered the transfer portal. Now let's talk quickly about where she may go next. Let's talk quickly about that. Also, guys, as we are talking through this, if y'all could please hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Welcome to Quita in the Mornings. My name is Quita. We are in the mornings and we're talking about some women's hoops. So hopefully y'all are excited about that. Right now we are talking about Olivia Miles, but we have Samaya Smith that we're going to be talking about just ahead. We also are going to be talking about some other players who are surprises in the transfer portal, including Yarden Garzone from Indiana. Lots of stuff to talk about. So as y'all are hopping in, please make sure to hit that like button. Again, helps the channel out a whole lot. We got about 500 to 600 people in the chat, but we don't have very many likes. We got about 100 likes, so please hit that like button. It really does help YouTube know that you actually like this programming. All right. Now, guys, let's guys, we're gonna transition this to be subscriber only because I really want to hear what the subscribers have to say. All right, subscriber only chat. If you want to put something in the chat, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Okay. All right, let's get to y'all comments real quick, and then I will give my predictions of like possibilities of where Olivia Miles can go. Okay. So, let's see. Tulip says Miles is leaving because NIL, CBA. She can handle the rock elsewhere and not be the B option. She can join a better team since Citron is leaving Notre Dame. Yeah, facts. Michael says, do you think she wants to be the primary point guard or do more of the two? I think she wants, Olivia Miles is a point guard. I think she has to be the primary point guard. And she was, for all intents and purposes, at Notre Dame, she was the primary point guard. Like, yeah, sometimes, like she was someone who brought up the ball a lot. Like, yes, Hannah played the point last year. Yes, she can play the point. However, it seemed obvious that Olivia Miles was the overall point guard. It's just that she didn't always have the ball in her hands because Hannah Hidalgo is a pretty ball dominant guard, right? Anthony says she already has a deal in place. She has a no contact tag on since she's going to USC. You think she's going to USC? Really? That's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. Also, a thing to note is technically Olivia Miles is not officially in the transfer portal. All right? She is not officially in the transfer portal. When I look at the transfer portal doc that On3 has, Olivia Miles' name is not on there right now. Now, they update that I believe midday every day. So last time it was updated was yesterday. They'll update it later today. We'll see if she's officially on the transfer portal now. But as of right now, she's not on the transfer portal, and we don't know if she has a no contact clause. We don't know. Rasa says, don't be surprised if some great players decide to go to TCU. The coach looks likable. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Just for fun, Marie says, Olivia doesn't play great defense. Don't think South Carolina is a good fit. Yeah, are people saying that that she should go to South Carolina? Everybody can't go to South Carolina. Everybody can't go to South Carolina, okay? I'm just saying. So, let me Tulip says 800 live viewers almost. Wow. like the video. Yeah, like it if you can. That really does help the channel out a whole lot. Yeah, we'll see. So we got some of y'all thoughts. Katie says theme of the transfer portal this year, anybody can get got. Yes, that includes coaches too. Everybody leaving. Everybody is leaving. Okay. EG 2000 is a bit confused. Says Quita, I understand her staying another year, but into the transfer portal? Question mark. Well, yeah. Surprise a lot of us. Surprise a whole lot of us. But here's the deal. Let's talk through this. So my thoughts are there's a couple places that she can go for various reasons. Now, to me, her options, the most likable options in my brain right now is UConn, because Paige Becker is gone. TCU, because Haley Van Lith is gone. LSU, because they need a point guard badly. And yeah, I would say actually those are my and Kentucky, because Georgia Amore is gone. So I could see one of those places. Kentucky, UConn, TCU, LSU. I can see any of those places, because if you're going to LSU, you know you're going to get the bag in terms of NIL money, right? You know that Kim Mulkey is gonna be, because Olivia Miles is such a good point guard. I think Kim Mulkey would just allow her to kind of do whatever she wants, and rock out from there. Also, maybe Texas too. Actually, maybe Texas as well, because Rory Harmon should be gone as well. That could actually yeah, that could be pretty interesting. So Mark Campbell, the reason why I think TCU is because Mark Campbell is such a great players coach, such a great older players coach. He is someone who has been working the transfer portal and getting great players in, and just sort of rebuilding year by year. We all know that both Sedona and Haley Van Lith are going to be gone next year, and so he's looking to rebuild, looking to figure out what else he has to work with, and I think he's going to go in that transfer portal hard, and he's going to try his best to recruit as much as possible. And if Olivia Miles wants to be in a place that is like very, very, and this is not to say that Notre Dame wasn't. I think Notre Dame was a very great place for players to be. But we all can tell that players love Mark Campbell. Even when he was with Oregon, they loved Mark Campbell. And I think that that could be a great destination for her, because she'd be the point. She'd be able to be her flashy self, and have a lot more freedom to kind of be the best player, right? That could be pretty interesting. Molly says Harmon has another. Oh, she does? Oh, I thought Rory was done. So maybe not. Maybe not Texas, but TCU I think could be a possibility. UConn, because Paige Beckers is gone. Now, I think Olivia picks UConn if she wants to win. If UConn, or if her main factor is, yes, I want to win before I leave college, the best bet is UConn, because Eggsy Fudd is staying for another year. You got Sarah Strong, who is absolutely fire. Right? You got KK Arnold. Like you got a lot of players. You got a lot of players that are really, really talented. Now, if you go to UConn, you're not the number one focus. You're not at all. You're not the number one focus at all. But you can win a championship. Question mark. We'll see. We'll ultimately see what happens. Kentucky, I don't necessarily. There's a chance that she can go to Kentucky, because again they have a hole. They also have a really good post presence, and so that could be a pretty fun dynamic for her, playing with post players. But TCU probably is the most likely, because of Mark Campbell and how he is as a coach. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 2 days we see an announcement saying that Olivia Miles has transferred to TCU. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Greg says UCLA is where she's going. You think so? I mean, I don't know. You already have Kiki Rice. I don't know. I don't know if it totally makes sense. Jasper says Mark Campbell recruited Miles while at Oregon. TCU is definitely in the mix. Oh, facts. Yeah. We'll see. We will see what she decides to do. Repeat tour, aka Michael, what up? Salute to you, man. Says, your comment went away. Says, can we discuss how meh Notre Dame is going to be next year without using the portal? Question mark. Their incoming class stinks. Citron, West Bell, and now Miles. Yeah. Notre Dame is going to be trash. Like, honestly, I think there's going to be a lot more spotlight on Coach Neil Ivey. I think there's going to be a whole lot more spotlight because literally you have the best team that you have ever had since Muffet McGraw left, right? Since she retired from coaching and Neil Ivey took over, this was the best team they had. You literally had Hannah Hidalgo, Sonia Citron, Olivia Miles, Maddie Westbell. Yes, she was still dealing with some injuries and all that other stuff, all that stuff. And Leah Two-King. This was such a great squad. Yes, your bench was not very good, but your starters were absolutely fantastic. And you don't make it to the Final Four? You lose games that you shouldn't have lost during the season? Honestly, guys, I'm just like, yeah, Michael, you are absolutely right. Notre Dame is going to be trash. Unless she gets some recruiters, like she has to, Neil Ivey has to be on the recruiting trail now. Stat. You need to be seeing what all these people are doing, and you need to make some moves. Now, you need to make some moves. Because you cannot at all allow Notre Dame to become irrelevant again. You just can't do it. You cannot do it. Yeah, I would. Yeah, guys, truly, guys, it would not be a good thing for Notre Dame. If Notre Dame does not get some more recruits in, number one, you got to hope that Hannah stays. Number one, you have to keep Hannah, and you better start calling people. Whoever does not have a do not contact clause, you better start calling. Hey, you better start calling because it doesn't look good. Yeah, all will be exposed. Even at Notre Dame, because insane. They're going to be trash. They're going to be trash. We'll see. We will see. Jay says ring chasing in college is nasty work. Why? Why is that nasty work? Players are empowered to be where they want to be, right? Back in the day, players were locked in. Players did not have players could do whatever players did not have the freedom to do what they wanted. Right? They didn't have the freedom. And now players have the freedom to go places and to see what works for them. Now, does it suck that players keep hopping in the transfer portal? Yeah, sure, it does. But at the same time, coaches have the ability to bench a player the whole year if they want to. They have the ability to kind of do whatever they want in terms of playing time for the player. Coaches have the ability to walk up and leave whenever they want. Why shouldn't the players also have that flexibility? Yes, from a fan perspective, it sucks. It absolutely sucks from a fan perspective because, like, you got used to seeing a player develop on your team for 4 years. Now you don't. That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. But it bees like that sometimes. And ultimately, I don't think it's nasty work. I think it's leveling the playing field. Players were getting the short end of the stick for years, decades, and now, hey, they're able to choose for themselves. And again, in 2026, for next year, for women's college basketball, all will be exposed. That'll be the time. All will be exposed. All has been exposed. Like a lot has already been exposed already, right? And we'll continue to see. There's no loyalty, but I get it. Yeah, there's no loyalty. There is no loyalty in college basketball because programs aren't loyal to the players. Not really. If you're amazing and stay amazing and don't have off seasons, yeah, sure, they'll be. It seems like loyalty stretches as far as your productivity stretches. If you're not productive, if you're not winning, if you're not doing all that other stuff, then no. If Notre Dame made it to the Final Four and ultimately made it to the championship game, would Olivia Miles transfer? I don't think so. I don't. Now, I don't know Olivia Miles. I don't know the situation. However, winning does solve a lot of stuff. It does. Because winning brings more NIL money, and overall, winning is just great. Everyone loves winning. Okay? Now, let's talk about another player who has entered the transfer portal, and a name that I was also surprised about. Less surprised than what I was with Olivia Miles, but I was still surprised. Samaya Smith, y'all, has entered the transfer portal. And guys, I did not expect this at all. So Samaya Smith, if y'all do not know, she was fantastic this year for LSU, especially later in the season. And this was a huge loss, right? For this program. Remember, last season she played part of the year and ended up getting hurt, and so she didn't do was out most of last year, and then this year she was like rocking out. This year she averaged 6.6 points a game. 6.4 rebounds a game, shot 56% from the field with LSU. But as of late, she had some really good games. Now, the game against UCLA, not good. Okay? But in the Sweet 16, she had a really good game against NC State. In round 2, she had a really good game against Florida State, right? Round 1, she played okay, but she was one of those players that you could see sparks of greatness from Samaya Smith. You could see it, especially as of late. And I'm a little surprised. Now, why exactly is Samaya Smith leaving? I mean, she kind of had the starting role locked up for next year, right? I don't know. Again, maybe it's she just wants to try somewhere else. She wants to check out what the rest of what everybody else has to offer, and also the fact that LSU is not going to win next year. Okay, LSU is not going to be very good next year. Anissa Morrow is going to be gone, and Anissa Morrow has helped to bail this team out time and time again. We don't know what's happening with Flau'jae Johnson. She may enter the draft, she may not, or she may transfer. Who knows? She could do something crazy, just like Olivia Miles. Who knows? But Samaya Smith is in the transfer portal. She came to LSU as a top incoming freshman recruit. And she was a huge factor in this team and winning the 2023 national title as a freshman. She tore her ACL last year, came back this year, and as the season went on, she had a great end to her season. Overall, like the season wasn't that great for her, but the last couple of games, she was great. And ultimately, we'll see, because LSU needs a new center. They got to figure that out. Yeah, they got Aaliyah Del Rosario, but it seems like she's not ready. Seems like ADR is not necessarily ready right now to be the starting center for this team. We'll see. In this transfer portal, everybody is trying to get better. Everybody. And, you know, we'll see ultimately where Samaya Smith lands. But you're going to struggle. You are going to struggle because LSU does not have the best rebounder in women's college basketball who has bailed them out several times on offensive end. You don't have now Samaya, so that's your 4 and your 5 gone. Flaugier may be gone. We'll see if Michaela Williams stays, and we'll see, you know, what happens from here, right? Kaylin Gilbert, I mean, with how some of the social has gone with Kaylin Gilbert, especially after her last game, I don't think she stays either. Like, I would be surprised if Gilbert stays in LSU. I like, you know, just seeing all the stuff that people have written about her. I'm just like, man, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. So we'll see ultimately where Samaya goes. I have no thoughts totally of where she specifically will go, because like there's a lot of places, you know. There's a whole lot of places that she could get in and fit in and be a starter, you know. But again, she should seriously consider going to TCU. I'm just saying, because TCU now has a hole in their center position. I think Samaya Smith could do a pretty darn good job. I'm just saying she could do a pretty darn good job. Just saying. All right, let's get to some of y'all super chats. Thank y'all so much for writing these super chats. Says Disfan 9212, thank you so much, says, I have to agree with Gino with what he was asked on NIL and the transfer portal. I'm not sure what he was asked. I don't know what he was asked, but like Gino Auriemma always has something insightful to say, so we'll see. Ultimately, we'll see. Let's see. Roberto, aka Michael, thanks so much for the super chat, says, not being greedy, Smith would excel in Columbia. Man. I mean, she would. Number one, she would. I agree with that. However, y'all can't get all the good players. But no, I think she would. I agree with you though. I think she would excel at South Carolina. I think she would. Now, is she thinking about South Carolina? I mean, why not? You get coached by the Don Staley, like you get to work through their system and whatnot. My only thing is like, does she want to? Does she want to sort of be possibly even further on the playing scale? Because if you're gonna go to South Carolina, you know, you're gonna run the risk of playing even less minutes than you did this year. Now, will it make you better for it? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Don know what she's doing. You know, she knows what she's doing, especially with the big man. She knows what she's doing. So like, you know, I would think about it. I would think about it if I'm Samaya Smith. But at the same time, you're not gonna get as much playing time, and so like that. The question is, what does she want? Because NIL money was not the issue, because LSU is like the queens of NIL money, so that's not the problem. So what does she want? Does she want to win? Does she want to develop more? Like what exactly does Samaya Smith want? We'll see. Goro says DePaul could use the help. I mean, yes, but Really good players are transferring out of DePaul, not transferring into DePaul. Especially since Doug Bruno is gone. He has officially retired. Now, if anybody related to DePaul women's basketball is listening to this channel, please, please, please think very carefully before you hire your new coach. Hire someone with a name in women's basketball. Not a previous, not meaning hire a former player. Hire a former player as your coach, because that can help jumpstart people actually rocking with your team. And you getting good recruits. I think they need to figure out a way to swing for the fences. I'm talking about DePaul. Because with Doug Bruno, DePaul was successful, right? But ever since UConn rejoined the Big East, they have not been very good. Mainly because you don't have an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament because, UConn's back. So you're not making the tournament, because before you would just win the Big East tournament and get to the NCAA tournament that way. But now you can't. So what DePaul needs to do is you need a name. Okay. Call Lisa Leslie. Be like, Lisa, you want to coach? We give you whatever you want. Anybody, everybody, whoever wants to coach with a name, come on down. Come on down. Okay? Come on down to coach at DePaul. Don't get a regular coach, because if you do, no one's coming to DePaul. You need a name. Okay? Just like players weren't really going to Jackson State before Deion Sanders went there, and Deion Sanders went there, and all of a sudden everybody was rocking with Jackson State. Same thing. You need a name. You need a name at DePaul. Okay, you need a name. So that's my little tidbit that has nothing to do with anything, but yeah, I wanted to talk about that real quick. Okay, now guys, in the transfer portal, I actually want to share my screen and show y'all the transfer portal, because there are a lot of names in this portal. A lot. And when I say a lot, I truly, truly mean a lot of names. And I mean, you kind of got to love it, but at the same time, you got to, it's interesting. It is very, very, very much interesting. All right, let me share my screen. And again, thank y'all so much for rocking with me, guys. This is Quita in the Mornings. My name is Quita, and we are in the morning. So I hope y'all are enjoying rocking out, and just having a good time. We are talking about some women's hoops, because women's hoops is what we do here. This is the specialty of this channel is women's basketball, and we focus on like what's actually happening in the world of women's basketball. Won't always cover the latest happenings of scandals and all that stuff, but if it's related to actual hoops, we will talk about it. We will discuss it together, and I always want to hear what you all have to say. So again, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. If y'all could make sure to continue to rock with this channel every single day. I know today I was a little bit late, so I do apologize for being late. But every single day, y'all can rock with me right here. As we have a whole lot of fun. All right, let's take a look at the transfer portal. Let's take a look at the transfer portal. And as of yesterday, we have 1,050 people in the transfer portal. It's close to the number that we got in this chat right now. Right now we got 1,000 people in this chat. In the transfer portal, we got 1,050 people. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people in the transfer portal. All right, let's get some more y'all super chats. Sandra says, thank you so much for the super chat. Sandra says, Samaya Smith would be a good get for us in parentheses, Tennessee. I mean, yeah. Yes. Samaya Smith can run. She can run the floor. And like, Hey, why not? Why not? Why not? I think that'd be fun. I think that would be very, very fun. Very, very fun. Repeat to aka Michael, thank you so much. Says sleeper pick Miles to Vandy with Latson. Ooh. Now that would be fun. Michael, that Shay Ralph, who, if y'all don't know, she is the head coach of Vanderbilt. She is building something so special. And imagine, you got Pierre, who I believe is staying for Vandy next year. You got Michaela Blakes. If you get Latson and Olivia Miles, oh my goodness, Vandy would be fun. I'm just saying, that would be really fun, really fun. Thank you so much. Disfan9212 says, shout out to the University of Houston for getting Matthew Mitchell, who had a winning culture at Tennessee. All right. Shout out to you. I know there's a lot of new coaches that were hired. I need to do a deep dive into those coaches and make a story about it. I do know that the head coach of Houston, left, and so I don't know that much about or anything about Matthew Mitchell, but I'll look into him and we'll talk about him in another stream for sure. But yeah, shout out to him, man. Hey, shout out to all the new coaches getting it, or existing coaches getting a new opportunity. I think it's great. Always elevate yourself. Always elevate. KB72977 says, this is nasty work. Anyone in the labor pool siding with anyone outside of labor over anyone in labor getting more financial autonomy. Shaking my head. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hold on. I gotta read this again. Okay, this is the nasty work. Anyone in the labor pool siding with anyone outside of the labor pool over anyone in the labor pool getting more financial autonomy. So I think KB is saying anybody who is opposed to players having the freedom to do what they want and make more money is nasty work. I think that's what you're saying, KB. All right. Let's continue on. Okay. Anyway, again, 1,050 people have entered the transfer portal. We have 26 commits as of right now, and we got one player who withdrew their name from the portal. So there's a couple teams that I do want to put our attention to. One is just the sheer amount of transfers from Boston College. A lot of transfers. Florida State is also a team that has, of course, the biggest transfer, Tania Latson, in there, and we'll see ultimately where Tania ends up. She basically led the entire NCAA in terms of scoring. 25.2 points a game. Like, she was absolutely straight fire for Florida State, but she is going somewhere else. Where will she go? We do not know. Now the thing I really want to pay attention to is actually Indiana. This is what I really want to talk about. So I included her in the thumbnail because Yarden Garzon is entering the transfer portal. And guys, when I saw this, I was like, what? Garzon is leaving Indiana? What is going on? Because she has been the main player for Indiana for a long time, right? She's 6'3" junior. She's someone who is a 3-point shooter, like straight up 3-point shooter. She is Indiana's all-time leading 3-point scorer. She's someone who, lived and breathed Hoosier basketball. And for her to pick up and want to leave, I am just surprised. I am so surprised that she is on her way out. Why? I don't know why she's leaving. Like, I'm very, very shocked. I'm very, very shocked. But, she's just one of many Indiana players who are leaving. There are 6 players leaving right now for Indiana. Lily Meester is probably the second biggest name that's leaving. And I'm just like, wow, what is going on? What is going on in Indiana? And Indiana is also going to be another team that if y'all do not get it together, Y'all gonna be terrible next year. And Indiana was pretty good this year. I'm just saying, overall, they were pretty good. But yeah, Yarding Garzone is in the transfer portal. We'll see where she goes. For Iowa, they just got one lone transfer portal player, and that is Aaliyah Guyton. We'll see where she ends up. Um, here's the deal. I do want to also focus on Rutgers as well. Rutgers has Kayomi McMiller. That's not a surprise. We figured it was going to be a matter of time before Kayomi McMiller ended up getting in the transfer portal. We all know that she's like had stuff during the regular season where she didn't play, and like it was the whole thing. I made a video or two about it before, so go back and watch those. But it was a matter of time before she entered the transfer portal. She is in it, and we'll see where she goes. She is someone who is a straight up bucket. And yeah, man, well, there's a lot of really good guards in this transfer portal. A lot. So I'm just curious. I'm curious to see ultimately who goes where. Another thing to note is that Arizona, guys, I'm gonna just say that I gotta keep taking Cat Williams' phrase that all will be exposed, because Adia Barnes, what's going on? What is going on with Arizona? If y'all don't know, several years ago, Adia Barnes, did the impossible, right? Well, number one, she played at Arizona when she was a player in college. Ended up going to the WNBA. Played in the WNBA for basically a decade, and then got into coaching. She ended up going, eventually going to the University of Arizona as a coach. Found some big success, right, in 2021 when Arizona made the Final Four. And they ended up making the championship game. They beat UConn, got to the championship game, ultimately lost. But still, that was a huge deal. That was a huge, huge deal for Arizona in 2021. And coming into the following season, it was like, okay, what does Arizona do? How is Arizona going to keep up this momentum? And, they got to the second round that following year, got to the second round the year after, lost in the first round the year after that, and this past year, they didn't even make the NCAA tournament. And, of course, they're upset about it, but they didn't deserve to be in the NCAA tournament, in my opinion. Arizona lost way too many games. They were 18-16 on the season. 8 of 10 in Big 12 play. The Big 12, sure, is a good conference, but, like, if you're 8 of 10 in the SEC or, like, the Big 10, okay, maybe you can still make the NCAA tournament, but not 8 and 10 in Big 12 play. No, you're not making the tournament. And she was upset about that. Her team ended up losing in the first round of the WBIT. She ends up in the post-game presser. She ended up talking about it and saying that our team was basically saying our team was upset, and our team was upset that we weren't in the NCAA tournament, so we didn't show up, and blah 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 blah. And then you have all of these players in the transfer portal. We've seen a couple of years of crazy transfer portal moves by Arizona. And now you're losing some of your best players. I don't get it. What is happening in Arizona? Like, truly, what's happening? Because of course every team loses players, but it feels like every year there's a huge amount of Arizona players in the transfer portal. And honestly, guys, I'm just like, man, this is crazy. So Jada Williams is in the transfer portal. We'll see where she goes. Bria Cunningham is in the transfer portal. Skylar Jones in the transfer portal. Like, it's a lot of talent on your team that's in the transfer portal. We'll see where they go. But ultimately, what is going on in Arizona? Truly, what is going on? This is insane. Insane. KB, thank you so much for the super chat. Says exactly what I'm saying, because most people in the chat likely work for someone else, and they are siding with the universities, which is basically management. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, KB. I get what you're saying. I don't know, but has anyone noticed what is happening with Arizona? Like, is anyone just like as confused as I am about the plight of Arizona? I think it's wild. I think it is absolutely wild what this program has been going through. Crazy, crazy, crazy work. Crazy, crazy work. Yeah. Day says there's probably a toxic culture in Arizona. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it got to get fixed, or I don't see them keeping Adia Barnes for much longer. I don't see them keeping her as the head coach for much longer if they can't get it together. Like, I don't know what's going on. But, yeah. Shamika says, "Did you see all the commitments to Ole Miss?" I did, but I let me find a list of them all together. I was seeing like one-offs of Ole Miss picking up some people. Coach Yo is working. All right, Coach Yo is working. She is absolutely working. All right, so they got Latasha Lattimore from Virginia. Ole Miss does. She was someone who was a redshirt senior. But before she was out, she was averaging 14.3 points a game and 8.2 rebounds a game. So really good get. I like it. They got some other players as well, not just Lattimore. That's the only one. Okay, I can't find a list. Anyway, Mr. Kel says 3 graduates and 6 transfers out. She better work. Yeah. Jasper says, "Remember, kids, Arizona was the last state to acknowledge MLK Day as a holiday." Okay. I don't. I mean, I appreciate the random knowledge. I'm not sure what exactly that has to do with the team, because Arizona's had a lot of success, and they've just recently gone through a bout of being not good. Not good, not good, not good. Kelsaw says some of those Arizona players might end up at Arizona State with the new coach from Grand Canyon. Why would they end up at Arizona State if they want to go to Grand Canyon? Maybe you're saying they'll stay in the state because of Grand Canyon. But yeah, Grand Canyon University ended up hiring the assistant coach for Winston Gandy, and they ended up hiring Winston Gandy, the assistant coach for South Carolina. He's still with the team right now. They're cheering him on and whatnot. We'll see what Winston Gandy can build because, yeah, I think that'd be fun. FaZe, yes, we all agree. Paige is fire. We all agree. Paige is fire. All right. Tulip is mentioning about Benigni Hamilton. Yeah. I was gonna talk about that, but then all this transfer stuff happened. So maybe we'll get to it tomorrow, talking about Benigni Hamilton, who, yeah, is gonna be out to start the WNBA season. Huge surprise. Huge surprise. Huge surprise. That's for sure. Michael says Olivia to LSU. I mean, I think that could work. I do think that could work. But I'm gonna say this. It seems like the media is finally making a decision to turn on Kim Mulkey. Did y'all see where First Take ended up talking about Kim Mulkey's comment about the how many Final Fours that you make it to, or whatever like, and I was like, man, Kim Mulkey has been doing this for years. Like, that's what Kim Mulkey does. And I'm like, wow, y'all going in on Kim Mulkey. I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, maybe I'll make a separate video with my actual thoughts about that comment, because yeah, not great, but at the same time, it's literally what Kim Mulkey has been doing. Like, that's what Kim Mulkey does. It just is what she does. But because she wins, no one seems to care. But I was like, wow. First I saw it on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp, and I was like, wow, Shannon. And then it was on First Take. I was like, wow, what is going on? Y'all turning on Kim. Oh man. Anyway, maybe I'll make a separate video about that. But y'all, thank y'all for rocking with me. Guys, we have had a lot of people join this chat. A lot of people. And so I don't know, was it the topic that y'all are interested in? Was it a topic of the transfer portal, or was it the time of day? Because I know this is a lot later. I started a lot later than normal, and I've extended it a lot later than normal. So, like, was it the topic that you're like, ooh, I want Quita to talk more about transfer portal stuff? Like, was it the topic, or was it the time? Let me know. Because as I continue to do this, my hope is to get better and better and better and be more responsive to what y'all are interested in. So is it the time, or was it the topic that y'all were most interested in? Thank you very much in advance with your answer. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate y'all so much for rocking with me. Again, we are this much closer to the Final Four. The Final Four starts on Saturday. I'm excited about it. Hopefully y'all are as well. Got some big games that we are planning on watching. And I'm excited about it. Hopefully y'all are, because we got some great women's hoops ahead of ourselves. Okay. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Final Four starts on Friday. Championship game is on Sunday. Starts on Friday though. Where we see Texas take on South Carolina and UConn take on UCLA. I will probably be live for both of those games. I think I'll be live for both of those games. I will not be live for the championship game on Sunday. I have to work, but I will be watching the game and keeping up with what's happening. I'll be watching it, but I won't be to live stream it, the actual championship game. But afterwards, I will make a video about it. We will go live on Sunday after the championship game is over, just not during it, because I have to work. All right. As always, guys, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. We got the Final Four all set to go, where it's chalk +1. South Carolina, Texas, UConn, and UCLA are in the Final Four. Who you got? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I do thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Thank you. I hope y'all are having a great rest of your day. Be productive, be efficient, get your job done, and do it to the best of your abilities. Y'all have a good one. Be kind to people, be nice to people. Tell somebody that they matter, because they truly, truly do. And if no one has told you, you matter. You are very important. I'm happy you're on this earth. And I'm happy that you are an awesome person of the internet, because as you are rocking with us on this channel, you are officially an awesome person. So again, thank you very much. KB, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, stop the madness, woman. They're here for you, Quita. I appreciate that, but this is the most people I think we've had live since I started this Quita in the Mornings thing, and so I'm just curious as to see what specifically made this stream, because this is the highest numbers I've gotten on a morning stream, highest by far. And so, like, what specifically has made y'all want to click? Very, very curious. But I do appreciate y'all support. I really do. Thank you. Pete, thank you so much for the super chat. Says that sky move looks pretty good now. It does. It does. The sky moves look pretty good, and the LA Sparks move looks pretty good as well. So, like, you know, these GMs, they knew what they was doing. They clearly knew what they was doing. I'm just saying. The 2027 pick swap still doesn't look good, but yes, getting rid of the third pick in the draft, yeah, it looks good now. Looks pretty good. All right. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Tisha says it started later and people woke up. That's probably it. Yeah. That is probably it. Tonya says the Miles news. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Sierra says you've been consistently on this live at the same time for like 2 weeks. I think it builds. I hope so. I hope this continues to build into something special. But yeah, I will be here every day. Rain or shine, I will be here rocking with y'all. Now I may be maybe 15 minutes late like I was today, but I'll be here every day. So make sure to rock with me here. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good one. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.